Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV podcast. It's me and Si today because Paul and Chris are deathly ill, basically.
Yeah, they've been bad for a while. Chris was in watching the game with us on, was it Saturday? Yeah. Early on Saturday, and he was bad then. Yeah. He's still bad now. I don't think he can go to the game tonight. I think you've got a ticket for the game tonight. So, yeah, get well soon, Chris, I'm sure.
It was his birthday.
It was his birthday.
He was ill.
It was his birthday yesterday, and he was basically just sick in bed. Paul's sick as well, but I don't think he's quite as bad. Yeah. He's been dragging himself in, but as you can see, he's not here. Yeah. So he's getting ready. He will be at the match tonight. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
Bringing you all the coverage, which you will find on our website. I was so good at plugging things. Yeah. So good.
I'm just happy that I didn't catch whatever Chris had on Saturday, because if I was sick for that game tonight, I would have been so upset.
It's still going round. I'm starting to feel ill. I think tomorrow I'm going to be terrible, but
tonight's the big, and I'm going to see Paul McCartney tomorrow as well. So I was just desperate. Please don't get sick. Please don't. And I think I'm okay. Yeah. For now, fingers crossed. Touch wood. All that.
Well, that's sickness anyway. That is what happens in December in this country. But we'll kick it off with a question from Oliver Olsen, who says, "Are Virgil van Dijk and Gomez the best centre-back partnership in the Premier League?"
From my biased Liverpool point of view, yes. I think most people would probably say that Laporte and Stones are better.
But we've conceded less goals.
We have, yeah.
If you look at the other partnerships, obviously the Stones and Laporte at City, Alderweireld, Vertonghen at Spurs, Rudiger, Luiz seems to be their preferred one at Chelsea, Small and Jones for United. Arsenal play with a back three of Mustafi, someone with a really long name, Pasta, something.
Socrates, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And then Holding there as well. And then Everton is Keane and Mina. Yeah, if you look at just how composed, if you think about aerial threats in terms of, we've got Virgil van Dijk. Who's better than Virgil van Dijk in the era of all them? Like Luiz, maybe?
No, Luiz doesn't come close to Van Dijk. Van Dijk's the best defender in the league without a doubt. Yeah. I think with Gomez, while he's had a brilliant start to the season, and I think he's a fantastic player and he will go on to be even better, he hasn't had that bad run of form yet. I think I spoke about it on something else. He's a young centre back. Maybe he won't have a bad run of form. Maybe he won't make mistakes. Yeah. But it happens with every young player coming through. They'll have a little spell where they make a couple of mistakes. It's how he bounces back from that. Whereas I think John Stones has had that already. He was brilliant coming through for Everton, and then he went to City. He was a bit dodgy for a while, and now he's come back. He's an experienced defender now, and he's still very good. I think Gomez is still raw, and as I say, maybe he won't have that bad run of form. Maybe he would just be brilliant forever.
Could you say that his bad run of form has been just the fact that he's got three bad injuries? He's had two obviously really, really bad ones, which have put him out for a long time, stunted his development, and now he's come back in and just shown that okay, I'm bouncing back, and I'm gonna be as good as, if not sometimes better than, Virgil van Dijk in that defence. Because there's been games where you've sat there and gone, they've targeted Joe Gomez, and he's stood up to it.
He hasn't had a bad game this season. Certainly not one that I can think of. There's games when he hasn't been incredible, when the whole team hasn't been brilliant, but like just the way he stood up to so many different types of tests. You have fast people running at him, that's strikers, and wingers trying to cut inside, trying to go outside of him. You've got big fellas like we've come up against Benteke, Burnley strikers, Troy Deeney and stuff, and they've been putting the ball up in the air, and they've been pulling onto. They tried Van Dijk, oh no, we're not having any luck there, we'll try and pull onto Gomez, and he's just stood up to every test that's been thrown at him this season, and he's been incredible. Certainly this season, Van Dijk and Gomez have been the best centre-back pairing in the league, and that's shown by the fact that we've conceded the least goal.
Exactly, and it's his turn of pace, which is, I didn't realise he had. It's his composure on the ball, I think, and we all know what Virgil van Dijk's got, so we don't even need to say it. Virgil van Dijk is one of the best defenders, one of the best players in the Premier League, right? But if you're thinking about partnerships and just how well they complement each other and how they seem to like each other, they seem to really get on the pitch. It must be one of them for Gomez, just going, I'm learning off the best. So I can be the best in the future, and it bodes so well. Obviously he's out. I guess if we move straight on to the news in brief, which is Gomez's new contract, till 2024. How good?
I hadn't even thought about it, to be honest. Like I hadn't. Like people have been speaking about Robertson to be the next one, because he must be on nowhere near the amount of money that he deserves, because he came in as a squad player basically, and now he played. We'll come on to him in a minute. He's about to play his 50th game for us. To have Joe Gomez sign a contract, it just makes perfect sense. It's rewarding him. I'm sure people talking that he's had like a huge pay rise. I don't want to speculate too much about that, but I'm sure it's rewarding him for his work, while also the club are benefiting from tying him down for till what, 2024.
2024.
So that's another 6 years that we've got him for.
Yeah.
It just makes perfect sense.
That's it, and we're talking about him. We just spoke about him being that good. You don't want him to think, oh, do the club not want me here? Obviously they do. Obviously everyone loves him. He's got a song, you know what I mean? Yeah. And not many, like Sturridge doesn't have a proper song, you know what I mean? And it shows down just how much the fans value him being at the club, and it's just nice to see the club just go, okay, let's preempt all this. Let's just get him tied down, give him the money that he deserves as well, which is probably a big part of it, and just securing his future. Clubs are going to come in for him. The clubs, big clubs are going to come in for him and be like, hey, what's the score with him? And we'll just go, nah, no, he's with us till 2024. Yeah. And if you want him, you're paying a lot of money for him. He's got a fracture to his lower left leg, and he's facing 6 weeks out. That's fair few games that he's missing there. So he's missing Napoli tonight, Man United on the weekend, then there's Wolves, Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City, Wolves again in the Cup, Brighton, and then potentially Palace. His due date back is for the Palace game on the 19th.
That's the 19th, but if that's when he's fit, I doubt he'll start that game. I think it's more likely maybe he'll come on back for Leicester. But then it's, how'd you throw him in? Like he's lacking a lot of match fitness there. You don't know what's going to happen with Matip and Lovren in that time. They might get injured themselves. Yeah. They might both have brilliant months, and then it might be hard for Gomez to displace them out of the team. Yeah, good. So it's
big games in there though, Si.
Oh yeah, it's massive games that he will be missed in, whether it's at centre back or at right back. That's another thing about him. Yeah. You talk about how great he's been at centre back, but Trent is still a kid who can't play every game, and so is Gomez, to be fair. But then, so you need to start getting some rotation in, and Gomez is I actually think Gomez is our best right back.
In terms of defensively, like when you think about the big games, you put him in at right back because you know that he's defensively solid, and it's funny because you were talking about partnerships before with Van Dijk. He's doing it for England with a whole different setup. He's doing it at right centre back, and he's doing it well. That was when like all the rest of the country just went, oh, this guy how old is he? Oh, he plays for Liverpool, does he? Yeah. And obviously they'd seen him play for us, but I don't think they realised just how calm and composed he was on the ball and how good he's going to be.
Well, now he's going around the country every week and playing against all their teams and showing them exactly what he can do. He's going to be a massive miss.
It depends how he comes back as well from this injury. Obviously, he's come back from the other two really, really strong. And I'm willing to put a bet on it that he's going to do the same this time. It's not as much of one, but it's annoying because it didn't look that bad first time, did it?
The thing that I start to think, and it's the negative side of me that's thinking it, that I try and shut out as much as you can, is maybe it didn't seem like a particularly bad tackle. You see where tackles all the time. Yeah. It didn't seem like a massive impact when he fell. I'm not sure how he exactly did it.
It was the fellow fell on top of his leg.
So is his leg weakened? After the injuries he's had? Are his leg muscles weak? Because he has had a few injuries over the last couple of years, and he's still only young. You think maybe a few years down the line, as he's getting older, are we going to see the negative effects from those two horrible injuries he's had? Only time will tell that, but fingers crossed.
But then you look at Joe Matip, and he has like metal in his legs from all his ankle injuries and stuff, doesn't he? And he's we don't think about that with Joe Matip, do we? So you just go, well, who knows? It's a bit of a weird one. I'm going to put Bailey on the spot here because we've got a brand new setup. Bailey, what do you think of Joe Gomez so far, mate?
Are you ready for this transition, guys?
Oh,
bang!
Oh, look at that.
What I think of Joe Gomez?
Yeah. Into the mic, though, lad. Yeah.
Right. I think, to Si's point, I think he's arguably our best centre back on his day, because I think he can do everything that Van Dijk can do, but he does it with a young sort of pup sort of mentality to it, and he's immensely fast, which I don't think. I'm sure Van Dijk is very quick, but we don't see it enough from him. Whereas Gomez isn't afraid to burst away and make the dribbling runs from defence. I think at right back, I prefer Trent at right back, but he's definitely our best defensive right back. But I think this is the concern for everyone when we first saw that he was injured, was that you are losing sort of two players in one there, aren't you? With the sense of you're losing your best defensive right back and arguably your best centre back. So I think that you could talk for hours on how good the guy is.
Yeah, no, I hope you all enjoy that nice little side shot of the behind the scenes. I figured we'd just put it in because I mean, it's just it's pretty much us in the office today. So we're like, yeah, let's get Bailey on the camera. And Sai, you spoke about him before. Robertson's playing his 50th game if he plays against Napoli tonight.
Which is mad when you think about it. When did he come in? Like mid-December, about this time last year, wasn't it? It was so to play 50 games in 12 months. It shows how important he is to the side. That, and it shows how fit he is as well. That he hasn't looked tired. You see him in like the 90 odd minutes against Bournemouth the other day, and he's still chasing people down and trying to make things happen. Yeah. Just I've ran out of things to say about him.
What a mad year or so it's been for him. If you think he's come into this Liverpool side after he did an interview with, I can't remember who it was.
It was when he was away with Scotland, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was a really, really brilliant interview. Just him detailing his whole career so far, and it was I loved the man and the way he speaks and the way he's so. Just you want him to play for you, and he was basically talking about how he's come in, he's learned on the job. He's now Scotland's captain, which must be massive for him. He's playing Champions League week in, week out, and he deserves. It's not like we're putting him in because we have to. No. He is one of the first names on the team sheet now, and it's purely because there's no one better than him. I don't know who's better than him in the Premier League, left back wise.
No, he's the best left back in the league. You can talk about Mendy's a great player. Mendy's another one who's got injury problems that he's got to prove. But Mendy going forward's great, but he hasn't been tested enough defensively. Yeah. Whereas you've seen Robertson stand up to the test so many times when he's got people running at him. Fast wingers, you saw him. I know that he's not a world class, but there was the Balassi one against Everton, and he hadn't long come into the team, and then that was the first game I remember. He had a tricky winger up against him, and he just loved it. You could see he had a smile on his face as he was battling and throwing him down to the floor. And then since then he's come up against some of the best wingers in Europe. Yeah, he's come up against Sterling a couple of times and absolutely relished that. I love that. Yeah.
Some amazing teams, yeah.
Can I throw a curveball? What about Marcus Alonso?
Marcus Alonso's a very, very good. Yeah, that's a good shout. That actually, in terms of his attacking ability as well, he gets up and he plays that left back role really, really strangely, doesn't he? He gets up there and he's always in the middle of the box. He does it sort of Mourinho does it in a way.
I don't think Chelsea fans really like Alonso,
which is mad.
I think he gets caught out defensively.
Yeah.
But he scores a lot of goals, which most left backs don't do. Yeah, I think Robertson, for all round, he's solid defensively and positionally as well. I think he's quite underrated for how much he gets up the pitch and puts balls into the box and runs at people. He's always where you want him to be defensively, and it says a lot that doesn't get spoke about, because if he's doing anything wrong, that's when it gets spoke about. Look at Moreno, Moreno's positional sense is poor, and everyone knows it. Whereas because it goes unnoticed because he's doing everything right.
Yeah, and his final ball, you spoke about it then, is second to none. There's been some times where you're like, how is he fit though? It's the area, it's the corridor of uncertainty, like we like to call it. Yeah. But it's hit with so much pace, so much whip, that the keeper's like, oh, it's coming to me, bang, Salah's got the ball.
He loves it first time as well, which I think's massive.
It's so hard to do.
When we had Milner at left back, he did a very good job there, but because he always wanted to cut into his right, it slowed everything down so much. Whereas Robertson, how many times do you see it where it comes to him and he's just the ball's in the box before you even know anything's going on? Yeah. And that's massive. That you can lose that 2 seconds where players are getting back into position and stuff. Yeah. Where you hit it first time and it just brings that up for
50 games for us.
I know, it's to hundreds more.
Exactly, and I don't. Yeah, too right. I don't want to see him leave. I want to see him be a part of this until he retires, because he embodies everything that you need, not just as a fullback, as a player for Liverpool Football Club. As you can see, adorned on the table here, we have loads of beers by Beer 52. We did a sponsorship thing recently, a couple of weeks ago, obviously on the podcast, and we've been tasked with doing it again. So basically every month they have a new theme, and this month's theme is West Country Road Trip, with loads of breweries from around Bristol basically. So you've got Firebrand's New England IPA, Lost and Grounded's Keller Pilsner, and Harbour's Ellensburg Session IPA, and there's a More and Lost and Grounded collaboration dark ale in the mixed case. So if you like darker ales, darker beers, then get yourself the mixed case, but if you like the lighter ones, get yourself the light case. And basically it's all documented in this helpful book right here.
It's good to book.
It is good. It basically what I really enjoy about different beers and stuff is being able to differentiate them, and they've done it all for me here. Like I always wanted to try loads of beers when I was younger. I was like, right, I'm going to try all these and try all these. At the moment, I'm just sticking with Guinness.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see. So it tells you how hoppy it is, how malty, how bitter, blah, blah, blah. So you can basically pick which ones you want.
So as a listener of our show, you can get your first case for free. You just have to pay $5.95 postage. So you're getting 8 beers, all worth about £3 or £4 each for £6. That's definitely worth it. And then all you have to do is just cancel. If you don't like the beers, if you don't want to carry on, it's just easy for you to cancel.
Yeah, so basically just get on the link below and try them. We're going to try them out basically.
Yep.
We had a look through the book and we were like, what beers should we try? So you've gone with, what one have you gone with there?
I have gone with Paradise Blackberry Milkshake IPA.
Okay, well there's your bottle opener. Sorry. I've gone with the Nipah Cloudy Juicy IPA because, I mean, I love IPAs, I'm not going to lie to you. I really, really love the hoppy beers. So when it said hops, I was all over it. And we're not going to leave Bailey out. If you want to pass me the bottle opener, we're going to give him the Belgian Farmhouse Ale, which is...
It was a Cornish ale that they based on a Belgian beer, which Cornwall's my favourite place in England, and Belgium's very nice.
Fair enough, and that's 6%, so
that's
enjoy
lovely.
that, Bailey.
That's lovely.
So, yeah, Bailey's just going to come over and grab this, and then, yeah... I'm being serious before when I said basically when I was a kid I remember just going, I just want to sample loads of different beers, loads of different ones, because I mean, and it's hard sometimes. You go to a bar and you think, well, I don't want to spend like £6 on a bevy, but these are all little taster ones. It sound like
what's that like?
Yeah, I could drink that.
Yeah,
I could drink that all day.
Yeah,
it's hoppy. That's what I want. Yeah. So we're just gonna drink beers for a bit. That's
what yours like, Bailey?
It's nice. It's a nice mix of. It's a little sweeter than a normal beer. Yeah. It's like a very low hint of cinnamon. It's very nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, get on it. Basically, I actually might get on this myself because
I've done it before.
Yeah.
I've actually done it.
With the Beer 52 stuff?
Yeah, I've actually done this, and then like before I knew about the sponsorship or anything like that.
And the magazine's pretty good. I had a little flick through it before, and get on it all, basically. We will be drinking these beers as we go on, and probably you'll hear the sound of, yeah, that's nice. We'll move on anyway to the first topic, which is obviously the Napoli game, Si.
Yep. So
massive.
Tonight is only a matter of hours away now. Probably by the time you're watching this, it might even be finished. But it's massive. It's massive. So how can we go through is the first thing we've got written down.
Yeah. We have to win, basically.
So yeah, we have to win. We've got no choice. We have to win. So Napoli are on 9 points. PSG are on 8. We're on 6. Red Star on 4. So if we win, first of all, let's presume that PSG beat Red Star.
Yeah.
We have to beat Napoli by 1 goal. No, 1-0.
1-0.
Or if they score, then we've got to win by 2 clear goals.
Yeah.
And so that's how we finish above Napoli. We can also go through Red Star could beat PSG.
Yeah.
And so if Red Star beat PSG, then a win would see us through by finishing above PSG. They'd both see us second in the group. Mm-hmm. But then if Red Star beat PSG and we beat Napoli 1-0 or by 2 clear goals, then that tops the group.
Or if we lose and Red Star win, we go out of Europe completely.
Completely, yeah.
Which, I mean, this has been a mad group. Absolute mad. If you look at all the different groups, you're seeing people as clear winners. We always knew it was going to be a tough group, Si, when you looked at it, and then you thought, okay, we could get some results. But the fact that we've had, I think our form table is win, loss, loss, or something like that.
Yeah, well, we've won both our home games and lost 3 away games.
There you go. And I didn't envision the away. Obviously, look, Napoli was a tough one. We lost in the last minutes. Red Star, we got battered, and PSG. It was better than the other two.
The PSG 2-1 away at PSG in isolation isn't a bad result.
Yeah.
When the draw came out, you thought it's going to be hard to get something out of that game. But after the first game, when we won, and the way in which we won as well, you think, oh, we're through here. You know, we should be okay, and we should be.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be worrying about this game because we should have got a draw at Napoli away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we should have beat Red Star away, and if those even if we just beat Red Star away, then we're pretty much all right for tonight.
That's the thing, isn't it? And the The only problem for me is just how tough that Napoli away was, and obviously it's going to be a completely different thing. We played terribly that day. Like, our passing wasn't on. That's the worst performance I've seen under Klopp for a long time, and I've said it on quite a few videos. Just up there. Even we had chances to break on them, and the final pass wasn't on. Yeah. We were talking about Robertson before. He had a stinker, but it wasn't just him. It was every single player on the pitch couldn't get the foot on the ball. But in terms of Anfield, in Europe, we're brilliant. So I wouldn't put it past us to just breeze through this.
No,
really.
I always said, as soon as the draw came out and I saw that it was Napoli, us against Napoli at Anfield in the last game of the group, I always thought, if we need to get a result there, we will. Yeah. Because when it comes down to just one game at Anfield, Napoli having to come, it's a big night. You can talk about it as much as you want. Yeah. I always thought we can get that result there, and I still think we will.
Yeah, and that's it. Look, we're not stupid. Napoli are a fantastic side, and Napoli are going to give us a massive, massive game tonight. But Anfield under the lights, and it's not even that. We are really, really solid at Anfield, and the atmosphere is going to be a massive thing, isn't it? The crowd is going to be up for this game. The cop, everyone's going to be stood up. And that PSG game for me, I was in the Kenny right next to the Annie Road, and they were singing, and that was the first time I've been in the Kenny and people have been stood up singing. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, I think the PSG fans helped that as well, because the PSG fans are absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the best away fans that I've ever seen at Anfield just didn't stop singing for the whole game. Even when we scored, they just carried on singing as if nothing had happened. Yeah. I've never seen that before. It was brilliant from them. But I think that spurs the Anfield crowd on as well. Like, look at the comparison between that and the Red Star game. Yeah. And it's just Anfield, the atmosphere gets a bit flat, and then you're not trying to oversing the away fans, because there is no away fans there. The Napoli fans tonight will be like the PSG fans. They'll be brilliant, and they'll be sparing their team on. We've got to remember that as well. But they'll be sparing our fans on, and then our fans spare our team on. And I just love them European nights. Everyone getting in the ground early. You see the flags waving on the cop from 20 minutes, half an hour before kick-off. And just the noises the teams come out, and we're going on an attack, and you've got the Liverpool shout. It's
good. It's going to be special. Yeah. It always is special. Like, night games at Anfield are always special to me, just because of the atmosphere around it. I love seeing it all. But Dries Mertens came out actually, and he basically, I'll read his quote verbatim. Is that what I say? Anyway, my strongest memory is that they have a sign saying this is Anfield, and everyone was talking about it, so I was thinking it's very big, I came through the tunnel and I asked, where's the sign? And he said, you missed it, and I hadn't noticed it. So in the second half, I'm looking at this small thing and asking, is this so special? Football in Italy is crazy, and the people are very crazy too, so I think we're used to it. So he's obviously talking about the atmosphere. For me, it will push me to a different level. These are the nights we want to play. On the first part, talking about the sign, the fact that it's small, and that's what makes it so powerful for me. Yeah,
it's not how big the sign is. It's the history that sign symbolises. Like, what did he expect? Like Bailey said before, like, was he expecting a big flashing neon billboard saying "Welcome to Anfield," like outside the Chippy or something like that? But it's a sign. It means something to the players.
The players who've touched that, the players who've gone before the game and gone, this is going to give me a bit of something special. And it's not about. It's just literally that. I don't know. I like that. I love it.
I'd love it when opposition players come out and say this kind of thing. Like the one that stands out was Nagelsmann, the Hoffenheim manager, and they absolutely shit themselves. You had City players and fans saying before the game, "Oh, these players have played in big atmospheres before. They won't be affected." And I've never seen an atmosphere have an effect on the game like that game.
That 4-3.
No, the 3-0.
Oh,
the 3-0 in the Champions League. They absolutely shit themselves. Yeah. And so much of that was down to the atmosphere. Obviously, the players on the pitch did play the massive part as well. But it seemed that the atmosphere had such a massive effect on that game from both sides, spurring Liverpool on and making them nervous. When they're just setting themselves up for a fall, when players come out and say stuff like this.
I don't think it's as bad as everyone's making it out to be. He's literally said the sign wasn't as big as I thought it was, and I missed it. And that's basically it. And he's saying that the fans in Italy are just as good as the Liverpool fans, and I'm sure that's true. Like you talk about the PSG fans, that is something special. What they're like. Liverpool away fans are special. Yeah. There's not many times when I've gone to an away game and I haven't sat there and gone, wow. Yeah. Like, just because you're constantly singing. You never sing about the opposition. You never sing, oh, it's a bad atmosphere. You sing louder because you want to make the atmosphere. It's not about shh. It's none of that. It's you going out there and proving that you're the best. So look, it's one of them. Fair play to Dries Mertens. He's probably
I don't know why you'd say it.
He's probably been asked it.
You're setting yourself up for a fall by trying to like downplay like the atmosphere. Or if you downplay anything about the team before the game, then you're just setting yourself up for a fall.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully he is.
Well, exactly, and Anfield's going to be rocking, absolutely rocking tonight. So Firmino's played every single European game under Klopp. That's 33 European games. Mad. And 13 goals.
I was surprised when you told me that this morning.
Unbelievable,
from the Europa League onto the two Champions League, onto the two... Yeah, it shows how important he is to us, doesn't it?
And that's why he came to Liverpool, isn't it? He came to Liverpool to play in these massive games, and he's been an integral part. If you think, oh, who's been our most like influential player? Obviously Firmino's there because you're thinking the way we play with him and around with him. He got us to the Champions League. Yeah. He like... him because he played every single game. He played in Hoffenheim and scored. He got the second goal, didn't he? Yeah. Away from home, and then
at home he scored.
Was it at home and Henderson squares it? No, I'm sure he. No, did he not score a penalty.
Milner and Trent.
Sorry, yeah. So he scored in the qualifyings and then got us all the way through. What a player!
13 goals in the European Cup. Yeah, which is just mad.
The other one though, Salah's got 13 and 20.
Yeah.
Which, my word.
Gerrard's top in Europe for Liverpool. I think he's on it's either 40 or 50. I think it might be 50.
I think it's 30, you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. 30 and then Rush is on
19. And then Rush is on 14. So the one goal behind Ian Rush.
There you go.
And like, think of the great European pedigree that Liverpool... I know there was a lot less games in the European Cup back then. Yeah. But even under the Rafa teams, the amount of players who've played a lot of games, and you've got Firmino and Salah behind them, that just shows how good we are attacking. Like.
Exactly, and a lot of that might not skewed, because it's not skewed. We scored for fun last season, but like some of the dominations we had last season would just something special. You're literally looking at the team, you're like, before the game you're nervous, and then it's like, it's 4-0. It's 4. I remember that Porto one. I was like, what's going on? Yeah. How are we this good? And then the 7-0 against Maribor and Spartak, and you're thinking, are they not very good? But they are good in the Champions League.
Well, even this game last season with Spartak at home, we needed to win that game as well. Yeah. We needed to win that game as well, and look what we did. We came out and won 7-0.
7-0.
I very much doubt it's going to be 7-0 tonight. No. But it shows that you can build yourself up for like a big nervous, like a horrible nervous game. And the team probably don't feel that as much for this kind of game. It's not like knockout football. Yeah. Even though it kind of, you need to win the game. It's a massive one-off game. You can put the rest of it behind you, but it isn't the same as knockout football. There's just something about it, and I don't think the team will be feeling nervous. I think they'll be excited for it.
Yeah, you've got to be. I mean, we've got a question here from Milan at Firmino's Teeth on Twitter. He says, if Liverpool go through in the UCL, what round would you expect Liverpool to make it to? I'll ask you first, and I'll pose this to Bailey.
Well, we've got the teams, haven't we? Who are currently top of the group. So chances are, unless something a bit mad happens and Red Star beat PSG and then we win by 2 goals against Napoli or 1-0 or whatever, then we're going to be playing a team who's finishing top of the group. Yeah. And there's some big teams finishing top. So
there's either Dortmund or Madrid, then there's Barca, Porto, either Munich or Ajax. Leon, maybe.
Leon haven't got an awful lot of chance. Man City would have to lose to Hoffenheim for that, and it's going to be tough.
It's not going to happen. And then it's either Real Madrid or Roma. It looks likely it's Real Madrid, and then Juve. Wow.
So you've got Porto, basically.
Maybe Ajax if they can get a result.
Ajax. So Ajax are playing Bayern at Ajax. Yeah. I think either tonight or tomorrow. There's a chance that Ajax get a result there, but probably Bayern hold them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you've basically got Porto or the big boys, like.
Exactly. And wow. I think we have a chance against all of them. I'll be happy if we get through the round of 16. Just enjoy the ride again. Don't put too much pressure on everything about it. We're going for the Premier League this season for me, and this is the secondary. This is for the fans. I feel the European stuff, because it's making memories. I've said on quite a bit of things, but the fact that you've gone away to so many places, and look, sometimes there might be losses, but you're still travelling around with Liverpool fans and enjoying it.
It's brilliant. It's what you want. It's exactly what you want. Get through the groups, see what happens with the draw, and then take it from there. That's what we did last season, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, no one expected us to, like, when Porto comes up, you think, yeah, we should beat them. But even then, you're not taking anything for granted, and you're certainly not expecting to go and beat them 5-0 away in the first leg. Let's just see what happens. But as you say, the league is the most important thing for us this season.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, Bailey, what are your thoughts? Where do you think, if we do get through, where do you think we'll end up?
For me, so when we had this discussion, didn't we, on the build-up for Napoli, if getting out the groups, I think that's fine. I think it'd be expected of us to at least do that, obviously, with our sort of history and what happened last season. So I think anything past the groups is fine. For me, I'd be more interested in playing a big team. Yeah. Even say we come out the groups and we lose in the round of 16. If we lose to you Barcelona, Juventus, at least you've got that. But I'd like to play Real Madrid again. I'd love to play Real Madrid this season, just for. Because there's so much bad blood there now, isn't there?
I can't be arsed with that. I can't be arsed with that whatsoever.
No Real Madrids at all?
I hate to play Real Madrid again.
Is that, but they haven't been as good as they were last season. Would you not just like to just go, I mean, it's not the final, it doesn't matter whatever result, it just means we've knocked them out. Would you not want that?
Exactly.
If you could give me the option of knocking them out, but I'd hate the game. I'd hate the build up to it, and everyone would be going on about Sergio Ramos. I don't care about Sergio Ramos. I think you make yourself look a bit small time by properly hating Sergio Ramos, to be honest. Like, he won the Champions League and we never. So he's not bothered. He's not bothered what people say to him, and there'd just be so much of that about the Real Madrid thing. Even if we did knock them out, they'd say, but we beat you in the final last season. I just couldn't be bothered with all of it.
I think Bailey's right in terms of you want to play a big look, Liverpool are a big team, but we're on the ascendancy. We've not been at the top for a long time. We're on our way back up, and you want to test it. I want to play Juve. That game is going to be so hard. I will probably lose because Juve are fantastic, but I really, really want them. Test yourself, and if we come out as winners against Juve, then what? You just go, look at us. Look at how good we are, and then that should spur us on, and that should give us hope. And I just want us to get through this group, and I really do think we will, because we're good enough to beat Napoli. We're good enough to keep a clean sheet at home in the Champions League,
and then see what happens from there.
Exactly. Anyway, I want to plug something right. The girls have been doing a great job, and whatever you think of the women's football, it's growing in stature, and it's getting better. Obviously, they had the Ballon d'Or for the women's. I know she got asked to twerk, but that's all resolved now, apparently. And it's one of them. The girls have been doing great work with the Liverpool FC women. That's Amy and Lauren. And they did a Christy Muddy interview. Look, she's basically the number 10 for Liverpool. Great player. Basically, she's in the Scotland World Cup team as well, or she's hoping to be. She's definitely in the squad. So they had an interview with her, talking to her, they did talking teammate stuff. Just get over there, have a look, see what you think. They're obviously doing loads more stuff around the women's. It's something that I want to cultivate. I want to help them cultivate, because look, it's Liverpool at the end of the day. We cover every single...
channel. We'll put a little card to the video. And the teammates one was on Twitter and stuff, wasn't it? But there's an interview on YouTube as well. We'll put a little card to it there. Lauren and Amy are doing a brilliant job. Like they do so much work on and we do on Redmen. They help with the edits and the camera work and everything. But they've also got their own podcast that you see how much work they put into every week. And I don't watch an awful lot of women's football, but I still enjoy listening to their podcasts and watching the videos, because their personality is brilliant. They're both very funny girls, and then the interviews that they've got with some of the players as well are really, really insightful. And they're talking about the difference between the women's and the men's game, and it's very good. I'd go and watch it. Yeah, definitely get over there and watch it anyway. I just wanted to give that a little plug, because like I said, they're doing really good work. Right, topic 2. Another big game on the weekend. We have Man United side. It's just coming thick and fast, isn't it? That's what you want. That's what you want. Like you at the start of the month, you think, there's some big games this month. We've got PSG, we've got Everton, we've got Napoli, you've got United. A couple of weeks we start playing Arsenal, Man City. And then from there, hopefully back into the Champions League, and there's just constantly big games coming, and that's what it's all about. Like every game's huge. Like Burnley and Bournemouth last week were huge, and how huge wins did they turn out to be?
I know.
But then it just puts that extra edge on it when you've got Man United coming to Anfield Sunday afternoon.
Well, it's funny because the United games, the Everton games were always, all right, you're having the season's not amounting to anything, maybe you're out of the cup, you're sixth, let's say, you're fit, you're challenging for top four. You always had these games to look forward to and just go, right, we're getting up for these. This is just another big game now. Yeah. This is just another win we have to get. And I love the change in mentality of, we're better than United. We're better than Everton. Let's just go out and beat them.
Yeah, well, we're big favourites for this United game on Sunday. We're 4-7, and then they're like 9-2, 5-1 in some places. So that's a big. We're big favourites for this game. Yeah. I'm not too sure if I like it or not, but we haven't beat them in the league since 2014.
I was baffled when you told me that.
3-0 at Old Trafford when Moyes was the manager. So it was in the 2013-14. Title run, and we beat them 3-0. It was a brilliant game.
Well, you've got 5 losses and 3 draws down here since, obviously bad in the Europa League.
Yeah, so we knocked them out of the Europa League. That was a win and a draw in two games. We beat them at Anfield, and then there was the Coutinho goes and scores. So that was a draw, but we basically won that game. You know, they're chasing it.
5 losses, sorry, I didn't realise that many.
Like, being poor against them, especially under Van Gaal, we just didn't seem to be able to. And these are some pretty bad United sides as well. Like we had better runs than that when Ferguson was the manager, and they had these great United teams, and we probably weren't as good then as we are now. Certainly for some spells. We're due one.
Yeah, we are due one, and look, we're good enough to do it again. I think we. I mean, how do we play it? Do we just go all out against them? Do we kind of sit back? I think we're good enough to just go out there and show them we are the top dog now. There's been some great United games. Like I can remember ones I've been to was the 2-1 in the FA Cup third round. Yeah. Little flick down from Cadel to Kite. And it was literally a ball over the top. It was 1-1. I think it was like 75th minute or 80th minute.
I think it was 80 odd minute the goal.
Then a long ball over the top. Andy Cadel down to Kite, lovely volley, and I'd been getting stick. I was right next to the away fans, and we'd been getting stick all game. Yeah. Just vile abuse, because that's what it's like, and the celebrations, the silence from their end.
There's just nothing better than that, is there? There's just nothing better than that silence, and then you start giving it back to them. It's fantastic. The first one I ever went to was also in the FA Cup, actually. I can't actually remember who scored the goal. The main one was where Risa broke Alan Smith's leg, and there was all sorts of bad stuff about that, which, you know, it was bad. It was bad what a lot of Liverpool fans done that day. But to see us knock Man United out of the FA Cup is fantastic. Like. And
there's been some great win. If you think about the 4-1,
that 3-0. I love that 3-0. There's a moment from it. I think I was on about it the other day when we're 3-0 up at Old Trafford. And David Moyes took off Mata and brought Ferdinand on, and just the sheer joy, that's like, like damage limitation when you're 3-0 down against Liverpool at Old Trafford. You just know how much their fans will have just got absolutely fuming, absolutely furious that he's done that, and then just like the sheer joy that you get from it, and from what that game meant at the time as well, as you know, everyone knows what happened that season, like I love that game.
They've kind of fallen off a cliff edge as of recently, but we've still got to be careful with them. They've still got a good set of players, and that's the kind of worry for me, is I don't want to be too overconfident. Obviously we're going to go through all this in the build up as well, but we may as well put our thoughts across now. Is we do need to be quite careful. They've still got the big man Fellaini.
That away game at Old Trafford last season was just horrible, the 2-1. But you just saw exactly what Mourinho was doing. He put them on Trent. Trent had an absolute nightmare, and you just know, like, no matter what sort of form they're in, you know that Mourinho's got that up his sleeve to just pick a tactic, go with it, and so often it just wins him games. And it's.
Can we sack him though? If we beat them by a good amount of goals, do you reckon he's gone?
If we beat them 3 or 4-0, then I think he could well be sacked. But
because it's the changing tides, isn't it? It's the fan. He's been kind of making. He's been playing along, plodding along. They've not been playing well, but they've been getting results. Obviously, the Champions League one was a massive one for them.
Comeback and stuff.
So it'll be nice just for everyone to just go, why are you playing like this against? If he parks the bus against us, which he probably will do
in
stretches of the game.
He'll do for the whole game. He'll do exactly what he does every time he comes to Anfield.
But if he does that,
time from the first minute.
If he does that and we still win,
frustrate the crowd.
Is that it? Like
it's. I would have thought it'd be weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
Months ago, because it's obvious that they're not going up anywhere. He's coming out and moaning constantly. The fans, the majority of them, I don't think like him very much. The results seem to be getting worse and worse and worse. The league table the league position is awful.
Yeah.
They're not getting any better under him, so why haven't they sacked him yet? And I think the only thing might be there's a clause in his contract that if he doesn't get top 4, then they don't have to pay him so much money.
That's mad,
so their thinking probably is the season's a write-off anyway. So let's just wait till the end of the season. Maybe they're already speaking to Zidane. Maybe they're even speaking to Pochettino or Tottenham or whoever they want to bring in, and then just wait until the end of the season to sack him because they've written off the season already.
Well, they're still in Europe. That's going to be the thing for them, isn't it? The Premier League's gone. They're still going to go for top 4, but they're going now for Europe. Surely they've got to. Is that going to be enough though? I don't know if he's not winning the Champions League.
Exactly.
He could win the Europa.
I think, but they're through. They're through in Europe, so they're not in the Europa League. They might have even been better off going into the Europa League because it would give them a chance to win a competition at the end of the season.
I mean, it's one of them for them. I think if they get through to like the quarters or the semis, I think the fans will be happy relatively with that because they've not been doing anything. Yeah. Have they for a while?
He's got the FA Cup as well, and he's good at winning the FA Cup. He's won it a good few times, hasn't he?
Well, that's the thing, Si. So, okay, Jurgen Klopp's a better man than Mourinho, but Klopp's not won anything at Liverpool. Mourinho has at United. What does that have any credence? Does that bear any credence for you?
Yeah, it bears credence. Of course, it does. Winning trophies is ultimately what football at the highest end is all about.
Yeah.
That's what gives you your moments and if you asked a lot of Man United fans what they'd rather have, good football or trophies, they'd rather have the trophies, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
probably same for Liverpool, but it's the progress that you've seen since Jurgen Klopp's come into Liverpool, they've gone up. Since Mourinho's come into Man United, he had his first season, and then after he won the Europa League, I think he won the Europa League and the FA Cup or the League Cup in the same season. Mm-hmm. Since then, they've just gone down. And I know they finished second in the league last season, but that wasn't reflective of the way they played. Certainly, they got the results this season. They've been playing badly, but they haven't been getting the results either. And each year, it just seems to be dropping. Something more teams dropping out the game, and it's just a mess. But you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you appoint Mourinho as the manager, you know that's going to happen. You just gamble, and they're in his first or second season. He wins you the league or the Champions League.
Yeah.
He didn't.
And now he's spending money on players that he doesn't even want, which is mad. Yeah, it's going to be. I can't wait. This is what supporting Liverpool is all about, isn't it? We spoke about the Napoli game. We spoke about the Liverpool game. It's even these smaller games now are massive to us, and it's just the best time to be a Liverpool fan. Every time I speak about Liverpool, there's a smile on my face. Even if we lose to Napoli tonight, I'll be devastated, but there'll still be a smile on my face because we're on the up and up, like you speak about, and then we've got United coming up. We've got these massive games. Every single game we're playing for something. And there's been seasons where sometimes you sit there and you don't care about the game. Yeah. You don't care. You obviously want Liverpool to win, but you don't really care about the result. Whereas that Everton game was so massive because we needed. It was first and foremost we need to beat Everton. But as soon as you realise we need to keep up with City, and them 3 points have now helped us to be above City now, and it's unreal. Like just an update on the beers. Really, really good. I've basically lost my train of thought a few times. It is lunchtime, we are drinking, so yeah, forgive some choppy editing anyway. But yeah, we'll move straight on to the questions. We obviously like to get all your questions in on the pod. We just like, we like answering your questions basically. So Vigletti Julian says, now that Liverpool are first, have they overtaken City for favourites for the title, or are City still the favourites?
City is still the favourites.
Why?
Because they're a better team. They've got more experience of a title race. We've still got to go to the Etihad. Mm-hmm. And they're a better team than us. Yeah,
I'd say City for me, just purely because
I still think by a mile City are the favourites, and I'd rather have it that way.
And the squad's look at, they've got Riyad Mahrez, who like trying to work his way in the team. He's fantastic. I watched him against Chelsea, And sometimes you watch, obviously they didn't win that game, but some of the plays, some of the phases of play with that City team are just unreal. The passing plays, they know where exactly they want to be. They're so dangerous constantly, and Chelsea did all right. Chelsea put their bodies on the line. Azpilicueta put his body on the line quite a few times.
Well, we've had better results than them because we've got more points than them. Their performances and displays have been on a different level to us.
Yeah.
Like teams going and you'll watch the first 5 minutes of the game and then just turn it off because you think, oh, they've won here, there's no point in watching this game. Yeah. Whereas Liverpool have had to work a lot harder, which I think there's a testament to.
Yeah.
And I think that might stand us in good stead later in the season, because if the going does get a bit tough for City, do they know how to handle it with Liverpool breathing down the necks? That's what I'd rather have City be the favourites for the title.
Definitely. We perform better when we're not the favourites. Yeah. I'd rather us chasing them and pip them than us being at the top and being worried constantly.
I hate that. Yeah. Like there's something really enjoyable about seeing City win and then us getting a win a couple of hours later and breathing down the necks.
Yeah.
Whereas being on top and being worried about throwing that lead away is just horrible, and I can't deal with that for 5 months of the season.
No, I agree wholeheartedly with that. Bailey, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think City are favourites still, or are we favourites?
I definitely think City are favourites. I think you can't win a league by 20 odd points and a ridiculous a new tally of the Premier League record and stuff and not be favourites for a second year, especially when you've improved.
Yeah.
But I think that will come round and naturally bite them, because they are the ones that have got the pressure, and I think, as you're saying, side, they've got experience in a title race. You look, everyone knows the famous Aguero, Man United to the death. That's about as close of a title race as you're going to get. But I think they've come a long way since that title race, and I think as a result of that, they've actually become quite complacent in their own ability. I think that they are. You look at the reaction of the media, the reaction of City fans on Twitter and stuff. They didn't think they could be beaten this season.
Yeah.
They really expected to go and beat, and they really didn't think they were going to lose a game, especially not as easily as Chelsea sort of brushed them aside. And I think that's the difference between the title race in the past and the title race now. I think this City are self-aware. I think they know that they're a really, really good team, and they should be breezing the league with the players and the money and the manager they've got. But then you've got a team like Liverpool that are doing things so unorthodox, doing things in a way the teams can't predict anymore. We're not a team that are gegenpressing everyone off the park like we were last year. You don't know what you're going to get out of a Liverpool team this year, and that's got City scared, I think. So that's I think we're not the favourites, but like you've all said, good. I don't want to be the favourite.
Yeah, exactly. Keep breathing down the necks and keep being in and around there, and hopefully it'll pay off in the end. Right, next question. Kieran KA says best 11 of odd shirt numbers versus even shirt numbers, and in the Premier League era. So we flipped the coin.
I got even and you got odd.
Yeah. So do you want to go through your team first?
Or do you want to go one by one and then we'll kind of go head to head?
I've got a mad formation though. Okay. I'm playing 4-3-2-3-2. No, 3-2-3-2. Sorry, 4-3-2-3.
3-2-3-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got like no wingers, but it's fine.
There's still a player less.
That's a bit like
no, but there's a goalkeeper.
That sounds a bit like Man City played against us at the Etihad last season.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So you've gone for an attacking lineup. Okay.
I'll just name all mine first. Basically, I've got either Reina or Alisson, because I mean it's probably Alisson, but I like Reina as well.
He did it for longer as well, didn't he?
Exactly. And then Agger, who was number 5 at left centre back. Carré 23, who was in the middle. Fabinho Tavares, number 3, right centre back, and this is just purely to get him in. Then Emre Can, number 23, in the centre mid. Steven Gerrard, a young Steven Gerrard at number 17 next to him. Then on the left wing, I've got Sterling, number 31. Suarez in the middle, obviously number 7. Salah 11 on the right wing, and then the 2 number 9s, Torres and Firmino.
Okay, you going all out for it?
Oh, all out, yeah.
See, I'm strong defensively. I haven't got anywhere near as many good attackers. It's probably the number 9 and 11s doing and 7 to be fair. So I've got Mignolet in goal. It was Mignolet, or I could have had Dudek in his first year at number 12.
You could have had Bogdan, 34. Come on.
Marcus Babbel right back.
Okay.
Hippier and Van Dijk.
Oh yeah.
And Andy Robertson.
Yeah, I'm gutted I didn't have Robertson.
And then in midfield, I've gone with the diamond in midfield. Mascherano, Alonso, Gerrard, Coutinho.
Yeah, that is brilliant.
And then Owen and Fowler up front. Fowler number 12, 95, 96.
Ooh, they're 2 good sides. I mean, yours is a lot more balanced. I feel like Sterling and Salah have to do a lot of defensive work in my side, but in terms of attack, Like, if you have Torres, Firmino up top, then you have Sterling, Suarez, Salah behind them with Gerrard kind of pushing forward, and you just let Chan kind of sit deep.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then we obviously did the bench as well. So either the other one of Reina or Alisson for me sits on the bench. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Steve Finnan, Sakho, Wijnaldum, Sturridge and Lucas.
Okay. My bench is Dudek, Riise, Henshaw, Haman, Mane, Barnes, Rush.
Oh, they're two good sides then. We've had some good players in the past, haven't we? Let us know who you think would win that. Obviously, mine's the goalkeeper, and then 3-2-3-2. What formation do yours say?
It's a 4-4-2 diamond.
4-4-2 diamond. So yeah, let us know.
It's a shame I've got Mignolet in goal.
I know.
I think if I had a better goalie, I'd stand more of a chance. But I think Alisson commanding that small defence that you've got with two players, two centre backs.
No, I've got three. It's 3-2-3-2.
Yeah, but one of them's Fabinho, a midfielder.
Yeah, but he played right back, didn't he? Yeah. We all wanted him to play right back the other day, and we've got Chan who can fill in there when Fabinho inevitably decides to run up the wing. But yeah, let us know who you think has the better team. So moving on, James Sutherland says, if you could have any other manager apart from Klopp manage Liverpool, who would it be? Shai?
Pep Guardiola.
Why?
Because I think he's brilliant.
Is he better than Klopp?
I wouldn't swap him.
Yeah.
But looking at his record, he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's won everything at different clubs. I know you can caveat with the amount of money he's had to spend, but you've still got to do the job. City have had that money for years and years, and no one's created a team like he has.
That's true.
Barcelona were a brilliant team for years and years, but no one created a Barcelona team who dominated the whole of Europe like Pep Guardiola's team did. Yeah. I know it's the same thing. He gets a bit of luck that he's got Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, Piqué, Alves, all in the prime. But still, like the team that he created there and the way he had them playing, and then he went and done it at Bayern. He didn't win the Champions League there, but he won the league every season, and then he's come to City and he's created this team that's so good to watch.
Yeah,
you can't argue with his record, and I'd love to see him manage Liverpool, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I've got him down there as well. Bailey, have you got an answer for this one?
So is this what's the preface to this question?
Just literally any other manager apart from Klopp.
So would this be sort of post the Klopp era?
Well, right now.
Oh, see, like you say, so I generally wouldn't swap Klopp.
No,
for
we're
anyone,
not. Klopp's sacked. Klopp's gone.
Klopp retires tomorrow.
Yeah, who's going in?
What, and anyone?
Yeah, anyone at all.
Yeah, it legitimately would have to be Guardiola. I think he is probably the only manager that I can think of off the top of my head after a beer that I think pips Klopp. So I can't. You guys, there's a lot of managers, very good managers out there, but current managers at the minute, in terms of creating an attacking team that we're used to, I don't think there's anyone better than Guardiola. Yeah,
no, that's fair enough. I've got a few other shouts. I've got Diego Simeone. I just love his style of play, his style of let's defend first for our lives, and but there's still an attacking intent with it. There's still some great football being played, and he's got the passion that I think that we'd enjoy on the sidelines. I think he'd really get this club.
It'd be interesting manager to Liverpool because it'd be a complete change in the style of play. Yeah, I like Sarri, you know.
Sarri, he's a classy man, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a classy man.
Like he makes you like eating ciggies on the sideline.
I love that.
Like he's just he makes me laugh. Like I can see Chelsea fans must love him because he comes in like he's similar to when Klopp came in. He's doing things that make you laugh, but he's also got them playing a great style of football. Yeah, that could bring a bit of success for them.
What about Unai Emery?
See, while he's done well with Arsenal and he's done well everywhere he's gone, really. Yeah. I don't like him much as a person, and I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, no, it is a massive thing.
Like that's why I'd like Sarri. I'd sacrifice a bit of quality of football. I mean, trophies is a different thing, but to have someone that you can believe in and you can watch the press conferences and you can see them on the touchline and think, yeah, I'm glad that man's our manager. Yeah, Emery doesn't have that for me.
No, I agree with that. The other one I've got written down is Joachim Low. For some reason, look, obviously Germany haven't been great recently, but he built something. He built such a strong German side. You're watching like they were all world beaters, and I know you're just getting what you're given to an extent with international football, but they were dominant for a long period of time, and I don't know. I just feel like he might do a good job, and he'd be picking his nose and like wiping his gooch constantly. It'd be mad.
What about Pochettino at a club where he can actually spend some money.
But that's Pochettino's a big thing.
He's a fantastic manager.
Do you reckon he'll go to United? I
hope not.
Yeah, because they'll do really well with him, won't they?
Yeah.
And
he was spoke about when they signed Mourinho, and I always said I hope they get Mourinho and not Pochettino.
Yeah. Because
when Mourinho comes in, you know what's going to happen. There's a chance he might win the league, as I was just saying 10 minutes ago. But Pochettino, I think, could really build something at Man United. He could build a side like he's built at Spurs. Like, look at the side he's built at Spurs there with players. Like, he hasn't spent big money on names to bring them in. He's been good with his signings, and he's got players like Son who he's built up. He's brought in Harry Kane. Now Harry Kane he probably always going to be a fantastic player. But Pochettino's had a big part in his development. Like, Eriksen was always a big talent, but he's turned him into one of the best players in the league, one of the best playmakers in the world. Yeah, Dele Alli he's brought up.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's made them solid in defence with Vertonghen and Alderweireld. Yeah, he's a top class manager.
Imagine giving him a bit of money and a bit of time at United. Well, that's the one thing I don't know if he'd get at United. He might get, like, it depends if the results weren't good enough. But if they're willing to put up with Mourinho, then
Man United need to bring in a manager like that.
They do.
Like someone
forward thinking.
Yeah, forward thinking. Who they're prepared to give a bit of time to. They're not gonna like they brought like 3 old managers they've had.
Yeah.
Like David Moyes was just a stupid appointment. Looking back, Louis van Gaal, it kind of made sense, but he was too old.
Yeah,
he was too old to build something, and Mourinho was just Mourinho.
Yeah.
Whereas they bring in a young manager like Pochettino, then you don't know what's going to happen with them.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know, like I say, who you would want apart from Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp gets sacked. He retires tomorrow. Who do you bring in? You can get anyone. Let us know. Like I say, Si's enjoying his beer over there. I'm enjoying mine. I think Bailey's already finished his. Get on to BF52. So that's, where is it? Where are we? It is beer52.com/Redmen TV. Get your free case. Like I said, it's just postage and packaging to start with, and then you don't need to pay it afterwards. Get on all the Freeview content. It is Freeview week this week, so we're putting all of our stuff out. So you've listened to this. The final word for Napoli is going to be out tomorrow. So you'll be able to see.
For Bournemouth is already out.
It's already out. So
the Around the League podcast yesterday that Bailey and Ross did.
That went out this morning.
Yeah, that went out this morning. So you were talking about Raheem Sterling.
So if you like sort of the discussion about United and stuff that we did today, we did a lot on that. We covered the Sterling situation that was obviously terrible. We went into that in quite big detail. And just a lot of stuff. The Around the League, for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, it's Ben and Ross's show, but I filled in this week. It was Ben's birthday. So it's just we talk about Liverpool. Obviously, it's the Redmen, but this is sort of the show where we talk about the other teams in the league, sort of address European football, just to address things that aren't Liverpool. So take off the red tinted glasses, and it's always a good fun.
Also with the chat about how some things might affect Liverpool in the long run as well. So it is. It's always a really good show. Yeah. You can watch it for free this week to find out what it's all about. And then we'll probably have a stats show going up. We've got the Res News Roundup going up.
The newsroom where Chris is speaking to David Maddox. That's going to be boss. Like I say, get on all the women's stuff. We do loads of stuff. We're constantly busy. And
it's a good week to see exactly what we do. And then you can start your free month from there.
Exactly. And if you want more of us, we're probably going to finish these beers and then carry on doing it. So if you want to see us slightly slightly more inebriated, then come over to the website. We'll be doing a few more questions. Let's see, what have we got in terms of questions?
So we have got, what would you do to have Aubrey back at Redmen?
What would we do?
And so we've got another Liverpool 11s question, which is make a Liverpool 11 of captains who've captained Liverpool or the country.
And we're kind of talking about rotation as well, so we'll be speaking about all that over on the website. So yeah, get over there, get watching it, sign up, £5 a month, free for your first month. But yeah, nice one for listening, everyone. See you next time.